What's up, everybody? This is Kitchen Talks episode 23. I'm Nathan,
And this is P.
and we're back again.
We
Another
are
week in the books.
back. 23.
In 23 weeks. Man. Dude, the Myanmar stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
I was on Reddit and I saw a lot of footage from that.
It's brutal, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. They're firing live rounds at them.
They've been killing a lot of children, too.
Yeah, it's like anarchy over there almost, dude. It's not like people are really fighting back and it's getting violent.
Have you seen any of the videos of the military, like, being really abusive, like, kicking?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
Kids and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just sorry for jumping right into that, but yeah, I just remember that I had been seeing a lot of footage from that.
Yeah, that's...
Sad, man.
You wouldn't want to be a citizen in Myanmar right now at all.
That's scary. Very scary.
I think they got sanctions thrown on them. And
Not stopping anything, though, is it?
No. Sanctions basically guarantee that, depending on what they are, just to isolate them.
And punish a little bit?
Yeah. Drown them of funding, basically.
Yeah. We had our local election recently. Local elections occur at different times, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
like they can be completely like one at any time.
Okay.
There's not a set date, really.
Never mind then. It's not a nationwide thing. We had one though.
Yes, we did. We voted in it. Marijuana businesses are able to operate where we're at, and
yeah, that's a big one. I think people are starting to relax on. Well, it passed by a large margin, huh?
Yeah, we did not expect it to.
No, it's pretty conservative down here, so yeah, we didn't expect it to, but it did. I wonder if people were just looking at it from the economy side of things, probably.
I think so, and I think more people opened up to the idea of it running. I think it's just become such a normal thing by now. People have seen it. There's so many states that have legalized it that it's kind of like a meh, okay thing. Why not?
Yeah. What's next? Alcohol at 18?
Yep.
I hope so.
Yeah, we're one of the few countries on Earth that does not.
Not that 21's the age?
21's the age, yeah.
It's taboo down here in the U.S.
Yeah, I wonder why. Well, because of the... what is it called? I should know this.
Didn't George Bush do this? No, Reagan.
Oh,
who made it? Who increased it from 18 to 21?
Reagan, I think, did with 3-2.
Yeah, because 3-2 was you could drink it at 18.
Yeah.
That's so stupid, dude.
Yeah, but ever since the Prohibition, I think that's when it's always been.
When people were doing moonshine and shit.
Yeah.
George Bush did daylight savings time. That's what I was thinking of.
George Bush did that?
Yeah. He's responsible for that one.
Is that just for agriculture?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. I hate daylight savings time. It's useless.
Yeah. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I mean, the sun doesn't change position.
Just because you change the time?
Yeah. It's always the same. That's just to meet, I think, economic priorities or whatever.
What's Kamala Harris up to?
Man, I imagine she's working on a lot of stuff with the jobs plan, I think, with Biden.
Okay.
And aside from that, I don't know. She, the vice president, doesn't have a whole lot of power.
Yeah.
So, aside from like diplomatic stuff, so she could be doing a whole range of things that are kind of diplomatic or helping out with bills in the Senate and stuff.
Yeah, I haven't really heard too much about the presidency lately.
Yeah, me either.
Matt Gaetz, though.
That's right.
I haven't heard much on that either, actually. Still investigating, I guess.
Yeah, he's. I did see something that he tried to seek out a pardon from Trump.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I didn't read the whole news article, so I don't know what the exact details are, but it sounds like he was trying to get away from this as fast as he could.
Trump didn't give it to him, huh?
Nope.
Woo! That's surprising, actually.
Yeah, I mean, and like if Trump gave him a pardon, everybody like they call it like a preemptive pardon or something like that. People would automatically go, "Why is Trump giving Gates a pardon?
Yeah.
What the hell did he do?"
It would not look good.
No.
Yeah. Crazy. Crazy. Getting the COVID vaccine soon, hopefully.
Me too. Get prepped and ready because I think these variants are still out there. I think they're spreading pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to be good.
I wonder if most people are getting vaccinated.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have gotten vaccinated. I think we met our mark of like 100 million vaccinations so far.
Holy.
Or we're getting close to it. I know a good amount of people got vaccinated.
Wow.
Yeah, I looked on Google today, and you know that curve.
Mm-hmm.
That curve was down here now. So
we're getting there.
Yeah, we've been kicking its ass a little bit.
Yeah, I've noticed I still have some recurring symptoms from COVID, I think.
Have you?
Sometimes I won't be able to. Well, it could be allergies too. Not being able to, just plugged up, you know?
Yeah.
Can't smell very good sometimes, and short of breath once in a while too.
Yeah, I don't think I've had any. Like, I think that the taste portion was gone for a little bit. But aside from that, I think I'm pretty much over it. I don't. I think I had a couple headaches a couple weeks after.
Really?
Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah, the headache thing, I did get that too. Some pretty bad headaches with it. But
yeah, they're not migrainey, but they stick around.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're not fun.
They're just there, yeah. Not fun at all. Well, I've been watching a lot of or listening to a lot of Alan Watts. I've been telling you knew that. We've been talking about it, but yeah, I've been listening to a lot of Alan Watts, and definitely I'm do you think he got a lot of people didn't like him back then too, though?
Yeah, I think a lot of people probably saw him as kind of a hippie.
And because he was challenging the church and stuff.
Yeah.
Christianity and all religion, really. But yeah, I've been listening to him a lot. And Alan Watts, if you don't know who that is, he was he kind of just a philosopher type of guy. He gave a lot of lectures and wrote books too.
Yeah, he's a very, very influential guy. Anything he talks about, it's very very it sticks. It's simplistic and it's good, like life advice,
Yeah.
philosophy.
Yeah, because I've been searching for just answers and stuff. I think everyone goes through a phase where they're searching for answers,
Yeah.
and there's none to be found. But you look to people like Watts for answers.
Well, he's really good at kind of guiding you there in the right direction too. You just got to keep with it because he,
Keep listening to him,
yeah,
and trying to instill the. He doesn't really talk much about practices, though. It's more of a
no,
mindset.
yeah, a lot of conceptual stuff.
Yeah, conceptual stuff, and I did his version of meditation is not even. It's just sitting there and listening to trying to be present, listening to the sounds around you.
Yeah, and it explains it in a cool way. I know the exact video you're talking
Really?
about. Yeah, like where you don't want to jump in and just start following the breath and
Yeah.
like just let it happen. Basically,
Yep.
don't force anything.
That's his whole thing is to let things happen.
Yeah.
That's his whole thing.
Yeah, I remember one quote. He said, "Don't take like a flat iron to rough water. You
Can't smooth rough water.
Like he's all about not forcing things
And letting wherever you're feeling or wherever you're at to. That's the way it is.
Yeah, he's he lived in I think uh, like a Buddhist retreat for a couple years too. Like he traveled all over and
He built up a lot of knowledge
yeah,
before he started speaking.
yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. He probably built up all the knowledge um, before he started writing books and speaking. I'm sure he's way too knowledgeable to have just been winging that stuff.
No,
Yeah, he definitely studied a lot of Eastern philosophies.
I think he brought Eastern philosophy to the States. I think he was one of the main guys that him and Thich Nhat Hanh, I think.
Yeah, because before him, not a lot of the only religion people in the States knew was Christianity and Catholicism.
Yeah, it was never like people just kind of went with their automatic reactions to.
Yeah. Operating purely. Was he one of the guy? Who was the guy that I think you had to read something on it? It was about schools, indoctrination.
Seth Godin.
He wrote that.
Yeah. Yeah, the what's it called? What is that called? I forgot the name of the book, but yeah, he wrote that. He follows a lot of that stuff too. A lot of the philosophies in the from Alan Watts and what is that practice called? The rational thinking uh, philosophy. I can't remember it by name, but he followed a lot of that too.
And mindfulness and
Yeah, a lot of mindfulness training.
so that was Seth Godin. You really liked that article, huh?
I did.
I remember reading it too when you got it. The indoctrination of public schools.
Yeah, how it teaches you to be a worker.
Mm-hmm. That's something that stuck with me that I've remembered.
Isn't
Like throughout anywhere I'm at, I'm always thinking, what are they trying to do? What are they trying to indoctrinate me for?
Isn't it interesting how that stuff sticks? Because it illustrates a time in your life where something really hit a different light in your head,
Mm-hmm.
and your whole perspective shifts, and
You start bringing in new thoughts.
I love it when that happens
Me
because
too. Not stuck in place.
yeah, it's liberating too. You're like, oh my god.
I think that's really what the law of attraction is. What is when your perspective does shift, you start to attract likewise things.
It really is crazy. I think more research needs to be done on that.
Yeah. It's not so magical as people on social media make it out to be. I think it's actually something metaphysical, I think.
Yeah.
Because your thoughts are energy, so I think it does whatever you're focused on, you start to see more of. I think it's really not as magical as people make it out to be.
It's literally a switch in your brain that goes.
Yeah.
And it happens quick too. Like today, I noticed like more positive interactions with people, and
Yeah. Yeah, it's the perspective. That's all it is your perspective, I think, is what you attract, is how you're looking at the world. I think that's the main thing.
and that's tough to remember. And it's weird because you really can at some moments like switch it just like that.
Yeah. Just through one thought.
Yeah, one thought, and
you automatically feel different.
Yeah.
It's very strange, yeah.
I think what's also weird though is when you get in a negative mindset, it seems impossible to do, but it's literally the opportunity's right there.
It's just hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a part of the brain that's hooked on negativity.
Yeah.
Because when you're feel down, like you said, you could easily shift your perspective, but you don't want to sometimes. Kind of almost want to stay that way. Strange for me.
Well, I think the brain gets in the habit, and it likes it because it's something to latch on to.
Yeah, and it's easier to be a victim, huh?
Yeah.
Than to take blame.
Yeah, it's like the devil, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of Eastern philosophies. I mean, Alan Watts also talks about perspective too.
He does. Like, and the way he talks about it too is just listening to him talk about, say, the present or some topic that deals with pursuit. It really changes like that.
We don't really have any modern day philosophers, do we?
No.
That are really influential.
Sam Harris is the one I can think about. I know.
Yeah.
Maybe Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, him too.
But those are the only two guys I can really think of that are
modern day.
Modern day.
There's no young people that are really known for it though.
No. Which is, I think that may be due to saturation too, because if you think about it on YouTube, you see a lot of channels that are.
You're right. Talking about this stuff.
Yeah, they talk about a lot of philosophies that others have done in the past, and it's kind of becoming a culturalistic thing, I think. Which is good because it helps spread the message further and faster to a lot of people.
Yeah, then it becomes mainstream though.
Yeah, that's the negative side.
Everyone wants to be outdo one another.
Alan Watts actually talked about how bad that was.
Mainstream.
when stuff like that he was talking about becomes mainstream, because then people can
Twist it.
manipulate. Yeah.
Yeah. It's almost better kept secret.
Yeah.
Not secret from to where you're literally hiding it, but the people that actually want to find it will find it.
Yeah. That's kind of the whole point of it all, is just to find it on your own
Mm-hmm.
and share it with other people, but don't turn it into kind of this magical stuff like you see on social media with positive affirmations or anything. It just
People turned it into a competition. Also, we've talked about that in the past.
And that completely defeats the purpose.
It's turned into who can practice this principles better.
Yeah, then you westernize it really quick. Like,
make it into a competition.
Yeah. There are a lot of Instagram pages like that, aren't there?
Yeah, there's a lot of Stoicism pages, Alan Watts pages. Yeah, Marcus Aurelius.
Is Marcus Aurelius? He's pretty popular on Instagram too.
Wonder what if he had an actual Instagram page, what it would be like. If Marcus Aurelius, if during his time they had Instagram, what he would be posting on there.
Man, if they didn't kill him.
Yeah, you're right.
Man, he probably kind of the exact same quotes, just a quote every day.
Quote every day. Well, that's what these pages do. They post quotes with a cool background or something. You've probably seen that.
Yeah, so that's not too bad. And it's just when people start to shove it down your throat, and that's when it becomes kind of. That's when it defeats the purpose of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, just that self-improvement stuff has become very trendy.
Yeah, it's weird how it's everywhere now. It's not just in the U.S., but it's in
everywhere.
Yeah, like even in Denmark.
Yeah,
and
man.
Someone was talking about how that competition is actually making more people. I forget who this was, but how it's making more people depressed. And
yeah,
I wonder if he actually had somebody similar to Alan Watts, or just listening to his videos, he'd explain why that's bad and if that would help people out.
I think it would. I think we need someone to. Well, you have guys like Gary Vee and Tony Robbins and those guys, but those guys don't really address that.
No, they do a lot of seminars and stuff, right?
Seminars, more self-improvement stuff, honestly.
Are those? I wonder what life is like for them right now during the pandemic, because that's where they make their money, in seminars.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, Gary Vee still posts just a lot of. They've taken to social media more, I think.
Is Tony Robbins pretty active on social media?
That's a good question. I think so. I think all those guys are. They just post the short clips of them saying something or a quote. Quotes are nice, though. There's a couple quotes that I really am fond of that I try to live by. Some famous quotes. A lot of Marcus Aurelius quotes I like.
That one we found, I forget. It's the oh man, we should have saved that one. I think it was exactly on episode 20.
On 20?
Yeah, it was the first quote. We had to look it up since we were doing it
Oh,
in
yeah.
the kitchen.
I think I remember what you're talking about. I don't remember what it said though.
We'll have to like go through and archive some of the quotes we find.
Yeah, because there is some gems in there.
Yeah, there is. I think I even bookmarked a couple in the book that I have.
Would you say Alan Watts was a introvert?
I think so. I mean,
Most philosophers are, I think.
yeah.
If you're willing to sit there and think about shit for for hours on end.
Yeah, isn't that the key to like an introvert is they think a lot.
Yeah. So yeah, I think they are.
But it's weird because he definitely had a lot of confidence whenever he talked in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like, I think that comes with just practice. He probably did it a lot to get there. And I think he eliminated a lot of his fears too through his teachings. He talks about getting rid of fear. Can't get rid of it, but you can definitely overcome fear. So he probably used a lot of tactics for that too.
have you listened to any videos that talked about fear?
No, but when I was scrolling, I did see one of the titles was how to get a grip on your fear. I had to watch it, but I know he talks about it because I saw that.
I ought to listen to that one because fear is definitely something everybody's dealing with right now.
Fear is simply just the unknown.
Yeah, and the unknown is always going to be there. I mean, Alan Watts even talks about that. It's just something you're going to have to accept, that unpredictability.
You won't be able to predict 98% of all events.
Yeah. And by trying to predict that backwards law.
By trying to predict it, you make happen what you didn't want to happen in the first place.
Yeah. You stress out about not being able to figure it out.
Yeah, I did a lot of that in high school. I set myself up for failure many times. I wish I would have discovered this stuff in high school. I would have. That's part of growing, though. You don't choose when you learn stuff. You just do at the right time, it feels like.
Yeah, that really is the wave. Like, there are so many things that I look back on. Man, I wish I knew that. But
we really like to, as humans, act like there's something beyond us controlling, or like there's a higher power. That's for a sense of security, isn't it?
yeah,
because really that it's really inside of you. You don't need to look outwards.
No.
When you really think about it, of course, I don't know for sure, but like just that sense of something's, like we talk about, everything happens for a reason. That's for people say that to feel secure too.
Yeah.
Like someone's watching over them. Everything happens for a reason. No, the events happen because you thought them, and I really do think we kind of control. It goes back to the law of attraction. I think it's not just chance. I think you really do bring stuff into your experience. But yeah, the universe is really just you. We're all part of the universe. We're all atoms and stars, dust, and we're part of the universe. So it's like there's not the universe separate, like a lot of people say. Like you're asking the universe for stuff. It's like, dude, we're already kind of there.
You are the universe.
Yeah. And that's what I'm starting to realize. It's nothing outward. You can't find anything outward. It's never going to be outward.
Never.
It's too big of a planet to be outward. Too big of a vast universe to be outward.
Yeah, and it is weird how we turn outward, and that's pure cultural stuff.
That's fear.
Yeah.
People cling to religion because of fear too. Fear of death. They want to feel like they're gonna still exist after they die. That's all that is. That's why they got heaven and hell. And they want to feel like people that do bad stuff get punished. It's comforting to think that, but we don't know for sure. We don't. I mean,
Yeah, we definitely don't know, and
I don't think anyone really gets punished after death. I think that's just I don't I just know that you're not in purgatory or anything like that. That's just I mean I do wish there was some sort of karma to doing bad shit, but I don't know. I don't. It's plausible that there's not,
yeah,
and that it's just that's a shame that they did some bad stuff in their life, but that might be the more realistic thing. Like that's a shame they went down that path. I'm talking about people that like kill or do really horrible things. You're like, dang, you really wasted your life, I guess. But I don't. I'm not sure about the whole they go to hell thing once they die. I think it might just be we all go nowhere.
yeah.
And who knows after that?
Well, if you think about it, we don't know where we were to begin with.
Before we were born?
Yeah.
Exactly. If you want the answer, that's another quote I like. Is I forget who said it, but it was, if you want the answer to what happens after you die, try to remember what it was like before you were born.
Yeah.
We were already dead before we were born. That's what's funny. And you don't remember that, so what makes us think we should remember? We're going to remember anything.
There's your answer. Nothing.
Yeah. Not a damn thing.
Which is why you got to make the best of it while you're here, because, I mean,
if there is something, we have no knowledge of it. Our memory got wiped.
Yeah, and if you lead a life of trying to live for something after life, what
You'll
happens?
Be disappointed.
Yeah. You may not even know, and you may not even understand. Like, it may be a place that is awful. Like, maybe not hellish, but
Could be not good.
Yeah.
And that's why when people kill over religion or shun gay people or shun people because they believe in this stuff, it's like, dang, you might be missing out on a lot of love you could be spreading over something that you have no proof of.
Yeah,
and the Bible was not written by any hand other than man. So, I mean, if you want to follow a book to say gay people and stuff are terrible, that's just dumb to me.
Yeah, the Bible was rewritten so many times too during the years. Like, it was.
They really think that's the original copy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that didn't get changed.
I think, like, and some of those pages have been compiled and thrown together and probably copied and like had filler put in them. It's
organized, made it look nicer.
Yeah.
Like the people that actually wrote the Bible, these guys back in AD or whatever, after Christ's death. I don't know when it was written, while Jesus was on earth, when they're writing these stories and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Who knows if they were even those guys. I mean, who knows if what's in it today was what they actually said.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like a lot of those books were translated from Latin, old Latin, like it's.
And they weren't writing Luke 3-4, those things either. Psalms, they weren't writing that.
I bet the original copy, if they did have one, was all a bunch of just
thoughts, like talking about what Jesus was doing.
Yeah.
Well, I have no doubt Jesus was a real person. I just don't know if he was doing all this magic stuff, you know. He was definitely a real person, though. I know that. I mean, they are. But it's weird to think about. I had a class in high school, comparative religions. I think I've talked about it on here before, but I mean, that teacher didn't definitely made you question stuff. He pulled up a picture of what Jesus actually looked like. That pissed off a lot of people.
Really? Oh, I know what picture you're talking.
Yeah.
They got pissed off at it.
Yeah, I mean, because people have this idea in their head that Jesus is this beautiful white guy
White
with
cloak
long
and
hair, long beautiful hair, and white cloak. Yeah, no, he was a looked probably like a Middle Eastern man would look.
oh yeah,
Dark skinned, curly hair.
yeah.
Hairy.
Most of those stories took place in the Middle East.
Yeah, so it's just not plausible. But people got upset when he would. We had an atheist come in as a guest speaker, and that really pissed off. We had a Christian guy fight with the atheists, like they were fighting back and forth.
Really?
Not literally fighting, but arguing. Yeah.
Like, how do you know type of thing?
Yeah, and the guy took out his Bible and started reading verses, and
Really?
I was like, oh.
So he came prepped and ready to
Yeah,
go.
he knew there was an atheist. The atheist guy he was respectful. He just kind of went, dude, this is what I'm saying. How you know that's a book right there type thing. It was a respectful conversation though. He wasn't being a dick, but
Okay, I bet the teacher let that like it didn't.
oh yeah, he let it. That's the teacher encouraged challenging.
Those are the best teachers,
Yeah,
man.
he was nice, Mister. I won't say his name, but yeah, he's a really good guy. I hope he's still there. But he was a good teacher. I think a lot of people didn't like him though. A lot of other teachers didn't like him because he was so good. They got a little bit of envy that a lot of people wanted to take his class. I think.
I bet you a lot of parents got pissed off at him too.
Oh, dude.
Just
Yeah, we had the Scientologists come too. That was fun. I didn't get to go to that. It was on a non-school day, and I think I couldn't go for some reason. But from what I heard, it was odd. They were very secretive and like wouldn't answer questions really. They're weird, dude. Scientologists.
But that's really cool that he invited
Atheist.
atheist Scientology. Did he invite
Sikhs.
anybody else? Sikhs?
Yeah, Sikhs. And Muslims, I think. A Muslim guy. Christian guy. He, like every religion, he tried to get in. I think we even have a monk.
Oh, that's really cool. That is the best way to open your mind.
To actually see these people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they talked about their experiences, and the Sikh guy had gotten threatened quite a bit down here.
Yeah, they get mistaken for.
I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Mm.
They get mistaken for Muslims, but they're not.
They're
it's
not.
A completely different thing.
Just because they wear a turban.
Yeah, it's part of the Hindu kind of spectrum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Am I wrong? Okay.
In that realm, yeah. They're very big on like protection, and if you're a fellow Sikh, they let you in their house. And
that's very cool because it's very community based.
Mm-hmm. And they have these knives that they carry around, not just to be violent, but it's like a symbol too, but also for protection. They're good fighters, the Sikhs, warrior type.
See, and that's the whole point of multiculturalism too, is bringing in new ideas like that so you can learn from other cultures, taking away like the Sikhs' honor of community and helping one another out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even the atheist is bringing in something of really challenge yourself there. How
do you know?
How do you know that what you're reading there is pure truth?
Yeah, well, and the atheist started out being raised in the church too. That's what. So he. It's not like he was always just anti religion. His point was, why is there so much suffering in the world if there's a entity that could control everything?
Yeah.
This entity must be a real fucked up guy, is what he basically said. Must be a sadist if he likes watching people suffer. But it happens for a reason. God's plan. I'm not trying to mock. It's just I don't like that. People say it's just, you ask like, why did this person get born like this with this disability or whatever, and they say, oh, that's just was God's plan for him. Okay.
He's a lot of gnarly plans for a lot of people around the world.
I do like the basis for all religion. I do like the basic principles of not hurting others, being a moral person, that kind of stuff. I think it's good to guide you, and the sense of community it brings to people. I like those principles from it. Just when they start getting into what kind of people are bad and
what actions are
bad.
bad.
And if you sin, you gotta constantly be asking for forgiveness. Like Jesus and God are just these guys that are just fucking mean. You gotta beg them for forgiveness.
Yeah, that's the other part of it, is the forgiveness part. It's forgive. If you
every time you mess up, please God, forgive me. Yeah, dude. I wonder, confessions.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Dude, those guys. The pastor must hear a lot of, or the confession. Is that the priest that does that? That listens?
Yep. Yeah.
Must hear a lot of fucked up shit, and they can't. Are they required by law to go tell police if someone says like,
no?
Yeah.
No, because it's
private.
Yeah, freedom of religion that falls into that. Yeah.
So some guy's like, I have 10 bodies in my basement. Priest is like, fuck, I can't say shit.
Yeah.
He has to be like, all right, you're forgiven.
If he admits to something like that, he probably could go. He probably could go to the
police and be like, all right, guys, got a fucking serial killer down here.
But I mean, like, maybe like
something a little less.
Yeah, a little less.
Like I cheated on my wife or something.
Yeah.
Or something like I assaulted somebody or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it would be. I think they could get in actually big trouble if they didn't tell.
They hid that.
Yeah, that's.
But they have to sit there and say you're forgiven.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, dude.
I think so. I think that's pretty much how it works.
That's the point of confession is you say sorry and you're fine. You're wiped from your sins.
That's a very weird process because it's there to keep guiding you towards that belief.
You need to be asking for forgiveness.
Yeah.
There's a lot of horror movies based on churches and nuns and stuff.
There is.
And that's kind of what ruined churches for me. So I got scared.
Yeah. Yeah, they do a lot of
exorcist type movies in churches and stuff with demons, and priests are always in it. And the priest comes and tries to get the demon out. Whew.
Yeah, and that, ironically enough, that creates more fear too.
Yeah. Spirits.
But, all that stuff, if we didn't have that diversity of faiths, that also would, it gives us other stuff to think about too. I mean, and other stuff to look at and go, don't know about that one. Because it is hard to know if something's right if you don't know what else is wrong.
Good point. Well, we're approaching the 45-minute mark. That's what we shoot for. I'm gonna pull up a quote.
Stoic quote.
Stoicism is my favorite, one of my favorite philosophies, and they got some good.
Yeah, they're always
You know
straightforward.
what? We'll do an Alan Watts quote.
Oh yeah, he's the man of the night tonight.
Yeah, that's what we talked about.
This is the top one. The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance.
And trying to define yourself is like trying to bite your own teeth.
Yeah.
You can't bite your own teeth. That's crazy. It's great. What other good ones?
Oh, that is a good one. I've realized that the past and future are real illusions. That they exist in the present, which is what there is, and all there is.
Oh, dude, when you start thinking about time, how time's an illusion, it really will freak you out.
Yeah.
When you really think like, wow, so all these the memories aren't even real things; it's just in my mind. That's what really starts to freak me out. The past really is gone, man. But we hold on to it like it's still going on. And that's where fear comes from, is you're still living in the past.
Yeah. That is a really good one.
Zen. Yeah, that's what I was saying during this. Don't look out there for God, something in the sky. Look in you. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, so it is from him, that quote that I was thinking of.
Oh my God, he's pretty much touching on all the stuff we've talked about today.
Hermits. We talked about hermits. I said if hermits. I'll tell you what hermits realize. If you go off into a far forest and get quiet, you'll come to understand that you're connected with it.
Oh, what is this one?
Where we're at? This one? That's all.
But the attitude of faith is to let go and become open to the truth, whatever it might turn out to be.
Dang.
Oh, he's probably got loads.
Look at all these books. Wisdom of Insecurity I have. I didn't finish it though.
Become what you are. Ooh.
Book on the Taboo. The Way of Zen. Influenced by Carl Jung.
Joseph Campbell. These are all the guys that he was influenced by. Lao Tzu.
No, this was influenced by Carl Jiddu. That was he. Oh yeah, these are the guys he was influenced by. Yeah.
Krishnamurti, Campbell, Suzuki. Wow. So he draws on from a lot of people.
Guy looks old. Bankai.
Bankai.
They don't even have real pictures of this guy. He's that old, man. 1622. Holy shit. He is best known for his talks on the unborn. People have been talking about this stuff since the 1600s. On that note,
that means the knowledge has always been there, but people right here,
people have always tried to solve it or think about it.
Yeah.
On that note, we've been talking since 2020.
2020.
But we'll go down in history. In 4,000, they'll be looking back at us.
Yep, we'll be the philosophers at that time, man.
In 4,000, they'll be like, listen to YouTube podcasters and be like, oh my God. It'll be AI people, though. It won't even be humans anymore.
Getting helly jelly because we had the human brain?
Because we had the brain, yeah. And because we didn't have answers. They'll probably have all the answers.
Yeah.
This was Kitchen Talks episode 23. I'm Nathan.
And this is P.
We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys next week, guys.